It's the weekend, baby, but before that, it's the Israel Brief with me, Rolene Marks, and where you guys join me from all around the world, from Colorado in the United States to the Highlands of Scotland, to Northern Ireland, to Trinidad and Tobago, Kenya, Zimbabwe, South Africa, the US, everywhere in between, just like I like it. And we do it every Monday to Thursday in partnership with these guys, Lay of the Land. It is a Thursday, which of course means that I announce your Mench and your moron of the week, and as always, take that audience question. A reminder, if you have a question that you would like featured on the Israel Brief, please pop it in the comments section below or be in touch with us via our various social media. Now it is day 629 since the 7th of October. I think like me, you are praying that we won't get to a day 630 because we will have seen the release of all 50 of our hostages. We want all 50 without exception released immediately. So before we head into the weekend, let's take a look at those top stories. And for the first time since the ceasefire between Israel and Iran, the Iranian Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has spoken. Now, he is hiding in a bunker in an undisclosed location because he fears being assassinated by the Mossad. Nevertheless, the Ayatollah popped up to say that the US only entered the war because if it did not, Israel would have been destroyed. He said that Israel and the United States achieved nothing, that Iran was victorious, and that it was a slap in the face to the United States. He said the Zionist regime was crushed and practically knocked out. How's that working for you, Ali? You are hiding in a bunker because you fear assassination, because the entire top command of your Air Force and your IRGC and many fighters, your nuclear program, your key military targets have effectively been wiped out, along with the clock that counts down to the destruction of the state of Israel. Yeah, I wouldn't brag about all that crushing and destruction so loudly if I were you. In a post in their Persian language X account, the Mossad has offered citizens of Iran some medical assistance. Now, the Mossad have said that the Iranian regime are focused on higher education and not meeting the needs of their citizens. What they mean by higher education, I'm not really sure. I've got a funny feeling it doesn't mean university education. And the Mossad have offered basic first aid through to specialist doctors. So it's going to be interesting to follow to see if something develops out of this story. President Trump has caused quite a bit of controversy in Israel by wading into Prime Minister Netanyahu's trial. The Prime Minister is on trial for graft charges, bribery, and various other charges. President Trump called it a witch hunt. He called it a ridiculous witch hunt, rather, and called the Prime Minister a great hero who has given so much to Israel, and recommended that he be granted amnesty. Now, while President Trump's intervention has been welcomed by Prime Minister Netanyahu and members of the Likud party and various supporters, the head of the opposition, Yair Lapid, said that while we are grateful to President Trump, that he really shouldn't get involved in the legal process in an independent sovereign state. And finally, the French Defense Minister, Sébastien Lecornu, has said that the French military intercepted no less than 10 drones that were fired from Iran towards Israel. He said some of those drones were intercepted by French fighter jets and others by air defense systems. So a much quieter way to end the week, but before we get into that Mench and that moron of the week, let's take a look at the audience question. And it comes from Austin in Johannesburg, who asks, do I still recommend, or do I still feel that it's safe for Jews to wear their tefillin, their kippah, their yarmulke, and their Star of David? Well, Austin, I never take mine off. And I know that I'm sitting here in Israel, and I really shouldn't be telling anybody in the diaspora whether or not it's safe to do so and what their personal choice is. But my personal choice is always to be proud of my Jewish and Israeli identity. In fact, I have found that people are curious, they want to ask questions, and they also want to show support but don't really know how. And seeing a yarmulke, seeing a yellow hostage ribbon or a Magen David, a Star of David, is a great talking point. I recall my recent trip to Australia. I had 3 wonderful interactions with people from Australia who saw my Magen David, asked me where I was from, and when I said I'm from Israel, they actually showed their support. They asked questions. They wanted to know what Israelis were feeling during this time. So I think it very much is a situational assessment thing. I don't know if I would go probably into the middle of a densely populated Muslim area in Paris wearing a kippah, but I certainly wouldn't hide from my identity. So Austin, I hope that answers that question. And now for your Mench and your moron of the week. And let's take a look at our morons. And today's Mench and moron actually makes it on both lists, and that is from quite a few recommendations from you guys. So on the moron list is President Trump for his expletive-laden outburst the other day, where he took aim at both Iran and Israel and said they both don't know what the beep they are doing. Not very presidential language there, Mr. President. And the second is the Spanish foreign minister, not content with the Inquisition so many centuries ago. The Spanish foreign minister was leading the charge to have the European Union states impose sanctions on Israel, including an arms embargo. This was put forward while we were fighting Iran, and Spain has taken an increasingly hostile stance against the state of Israel, and we just want to warn them of Genesis chapter 12 verse 3. And I will bless those that bless you, and I will curse those that curse you. And our Mench of the week goes to the same man who made it onto the moron list, and that is President Trump. I think everybody is grateful not just to President Trump but to the US Air Force for their exceptional flying of those B-2 bombers and all the support aircraft and ground crew who bombed those 3 nuclear bases in Iran, Fordo, Natanz and Isfahan, that posed a threat not just to us in Israel but to the United States and to the West. So thank you, President Trump, for heeding the threat of the Iranian regime and acting accordingly. We have a lot to be grateful to you for. So guys, that's it from me for this week. Don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our YouTube channel, as always, is right here at the Israel Brief. Remember, if you like our content, please hit that subscribe button and share. We want to get as many people getting the news from Israel and not from some agenda-driven media outlet as much as possible. We are on Facebook /Meta/ whatever you want to call it at Lottel's site, on Instagram at Rolene_Marks, on LinkedIn at Rolene Marks. And guys, God bless you all. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Shabbat Shalom, and I will see you again on Monday. Bye for now.